can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
Star Jacker.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, gross atomic waste. From deep within the core, gross atomic waste.
Hello and welcome to the 546th edition of the Fallout feed. I am Andrew, joined by a flock of my favorite Fallout folks. Tonight, I've got Ray. What's up, Ray?
Yeah, hello.
And also Jess. What's going on, Jess?
Hey, Andrew. Greets, everybody.
Tonight on the show, we got another another Roundtable episode. We're still over there in Old World Blues, give our final thoughts on Old World Blues tonight. And looking forward to everyone's feedback about Old World Blues next week. We'll have a sneak peek about feedback coming up from Lee right after our gameplay off the top of the show. We've also got a couple of games lined up for game time, a little bit of roundtable stuff to get into all that Old World Blues takeaways and our thoughts and feelings and whatnot. And then we got a little bit of Iguana Bits on our way out the door. Maybe a shout or two, but let's go ahead and roll right into it, see what everybody's been doing, see how everybody's doing, all that stuff. Jess, do you have a chance playing video games this week?
I played a few, but not that much. Again, I mostly played New Vegas, a little bit of Starfield. You know, there were some small updates this week, although mostly big news about the upcoming updates we finally got. But yeah, getting into Starfield, making some decisions about what mods I'm keeping, what mods I'm getting rid of, getting ready to go through the Unity for a fresh start. So, some of that.
Whoa.
Yeah, my big thing this week has been, well, last weekend we talked about the C3 convention. So that did happen Saturday, Sunday. So a lot of the time I would have been playing games went to that over last weekend. But did 3 panels. They all went well. It was super fun. Not only did I do the Indie Wiki panel, but so for the Fallout Upstate that I was in with Alexa Raider, it was a little bit about the series and the plans for this. We called it a fan film, but it's actually going to be a multi-part series. But then we looked at some of his mods too, and he's done some fun mods for Fallout 4, stuff like the Plasma Musket and Bubble Pop Cola. Very, very fun stuff. So it was... got into some Fallout 4 there with him. So that's kind of gameplay. And then the other mod that I was showing was Fallout Unity, which is an overhaul for basically San Francisco. It's a big story and quest mod in the Bay Area. It's got 3 factions, a really detailed quest line, and looks really fun. So we got to run around that world space a bit and take a look at San Francisco. And that one's in the New Vegas engine. So really fun, both of those, and lots of other panels too. You know, it was a really good time, a really great convention. Had fun with it. We saw Skyblivion, we saw Skywind. I don't know if Ray, if either of you caught any of it at all this year.
No, I haven't.
The VODs are getting published. Some of them up on YouTube, a lot of them up on Twitch still. So I can drop links for people if they want to check any of those out. But yeah, there were some really good panels that went fun. It went well. Everybody, a lot of people showed up. Like the attendance, I would say this year was almost better than the first 2 years. Even I think it might have been bigger overall. And we raised over $2,000 for Make-A-Wish too. So
oh, that's awesome!
That was really nice. Yeah. I had Mo in my thoughts for a lot of it too. I'm like, I know people who have done this, and so that was great. But yeah, for the games besides Starfield, it's just been New Vegas, and I will save that talk for when we get to talking about Old World Blues, because that's the only area I've wandered this week is Old World Blues.
Noise.
Haven't caught up to where I should be. It's funny. I was telling some of our friends that this week I've got nothing to do except for play New Vegas, but I hung out in a few Twitch streams. I've been working on a detailed breakdown of the Starfield update because there is so much to talk about there, and I'm not going to put you guys all through it tonight. But there is so much to talk about it. So, yeah, I think I've got about a 45-minute episode of the Lorecast coming on that. But
Beautiful.
doing great. Yeah, that's me. How about you, Ray? Have you been playing games a bit more?
Yeah, I missed C3 mainly because last weekend I had an inordinate amount of adulting to do, which really sucked.
Oh, no. Oh,
So, but
Lots of changing diapers and stuff.
no, um, just you know, when you're away from home for a month and a half, it a lot of
Stuff
chores
piles
build
up.
up. So that had to get taken care of. And then you know as I'm playing Genesis and No Man's Sky, my usual stuff. I'm going along, and this little nagging thing in the back of my head from last week's show kept needling at me, and I can't believe Jess hasn't played Cyberpunk. I can't believe Jess isn't playing Cyberpunk. Why
right.
isn't
Like,
Jess playing Cyberpunk? Well, you know what? I'm gonna play Cyberpunk.
doing it for me, so I don't have to. Thank you, Ray.
Get to. Come on.
Yeah. So I hadn't really ever done much with Pyromania in Cyberpunk, so I thought, what the heck? I think I'll just do a little Pyro character and just have some fun with it. So he's been running around lighting people on fire and just having a good time. So
Any real changes in Cyberpunk? Because I'm trying to think. Last time you played it, because you were tempted to go back into Cyberpunk again. Was it as recent as like last September or so? It doesn't seem that long ago.
yeah, I don't remember exactly when I played last, but I've played quite a bit since all of the major updates. So this is pretty much still the same Cyberpunk I had been playing. But it's it's got a lot to it. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't done, as far as I still have never done a heavy gunner character. So that's still sitting out there, but it just there's a lot to it, and the thing is it really sucks me in and then screws up my brain because they use a different keys system than than the other games I play. So I've in Starfield I've been doing a lot of scanning because that's the key that you use in Cyberpunk to pick stuff up and interact with things. So instead of the E key, it's the F key. So every time I turn around, I'm like, oh, damn it, I didn't want my scanner on.
Ray always
But
loves playing in
fortunately,
the key of F.
It's pretty mundane. So
But one of the regular trials and tribulations we have, when you're switching back and forth between the same games, you get used to it. But as soon as you introduce a new game in the mix again, even if it's been there before,
yeah,
back to the learning curve.
And
So-
it's not even a straight, oh gosh, now I have to, it's just like you have to untrain the muscle memory of your instincts of your thumb to go to that A button instead of the X button, And
Yeah.
the Nintendo, the fact that Nintendo and Xbox flip the activate button just it makes my mind like have to do backflips in order to play the games,
It really is the worst. And when you're a two console person, it is, at least with PC, you're just dealing with control schemes between games. But like if I'm going PlayStation to Xbox or you're going Xbox to Nintendo, it moving the
fucks
A,
you up.
moving the X.
So,
Yeah.
Are there at least enough basic sort of, prototypes of each kind of control style that like, oh, we're in the Bethesda realm and this one is the Cyberpunk. Like, what is Cyberpunk similar to? Does it have its own distinct one, or is it sort of like, are there like formats. You know what I mean? Like different patterns. Because I always think of like Bethesda. You got your active, your shoot on one, block on the other, on your shoulder pads, and then like all your active buttons and stuff. But your menu and the Pip-Boy are the same in Skyrim and Fallout 4 and stuff like. So like, of course they always it's made by the same damn company. But,
yeah. Really, the biggest difference is in the activate button.
Yeah.
And the inventory button.
Okay.
So to get to your menu in Cyberpunk, it is not tab. Tab is how you scan. And so
and is remapping a option for you? I assume you can just put whatever activity to whatever control you want to, right?
Except that there's a lot of different interactions. So the interactions don't lay on top of each other. It's not as simple as just flipping the F and the E key.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easier to mess up and then remember, oh yeah, this is the one I'm on.
That can happen. Yeah. Like some of the guys have been playing Fable and mentioned, casting spells, trying to open their Pip-Boy menu, because B is spells.
Well, I just love it in Zelda when I go to like do my power jump where you do the double overhand sword throw, but it's the same command as sheath your weapon. So in the middle of the battle, you're getting ready to do your epic kill shot, and then you put your sword away and you stand there and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That leads me to just a quick digression, Ray, is that one of the things that really bothers me in control schemes is when they have multi-use buttons, like the same button does different things, like short press and long press,
hold press, and
yeah.
super
or
long
double press. Like
that's
quick
No
tap.
Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is big on the long press.
Yeah, and I don't love it, and also Starfield has it in a few places. I don't love it on controller. It might not have that on keyboard. And Crimson Desert, the game I've been excited and talking about for a while, just came out yesterday, and
nice.
People are enjoying it.
It's
falling short of some expectations. I haven't picked it up yet. No.
Welcome to the internet realm,
choices.
Right? Come on. Everyone,
well,
you're going to piss off at least a few people. Come on.
We knew that was going to happen, but at the same time, it's going to be one of those games that's kind of a little bit polarizing. But I bring it up specifically because a lot of friends are playing it. We've got a number of people in our Discord playing already. Jerry's playing it, a few others plan on getting it. But the biggest reason I'm hesitating and picking it up is that when all the previews came out 2 days ago, people explained that the controller scheme is actually really complicated. And there's a lot of combos and button presses. Like, in fighting games, you got to go like up X, Y and stuff like that and do these combos.
No.
It's got a lot of those. And then it's got some where you like double tap to run and like long press for one thing and short quick press for another. And I don't like those kind of control schemes. So I will probably still play it. That's not going to stop me. But I might wait for them to introduce remapping because they don't have remapping yet either. Anyway, that's why I brought it up, because it's connected.
Funny.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and fortunately on the PC, the really critical things like shooting and blocking and walking and everything, those are always the same keys. So shooting and aiming and all that is done on the mouse, and walking is the WASD keys all the time, no matter what the game is. So,
yeah.
So the really critical things are you don't have to worry about walking off the edge of a building. If you're hopping around in Cyberpunk and press the wrong button, because it's, the buttons that are going to be wrong are going to, either open a menu or, scan or.
Yeah. At worst, you're going to look like a doofus in front of your companions, but you're not going to, kill yourself.
Yeah. So.
We don't care what they think.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, I don't even bring them along. So.
That too.
There's
like no witnesses.
Yeah. Well, and that is one of my favorite, I had used the mod Starfield before too, but Genesis has it where if there are no witnesses, there is no bounty.
That's how it should be, including Vasco.
Well, I don't know because again, and Vasco is Indy 5, so he's a walking droid,
Right.
But it's a I haven't the character that I'm on right now is the first one that I didn't take the no companions perk when I started the game, the trait to to fly solo, because there is in the game there's a Chewbacca, and so I got to get a Chewbacca just to
You
hear
gotta
him
get it. You gotta get
talk.
a Chewbacca. Is it the Chewbacca or is it just a Wookiee?
Chewbacca! What a Wookiee!
I don't know. I'm not sure. But either way, it definitely definitely have to do that. I didn't go so far as to get the Adoring Fan, which is a Gundam or whatever they're called. Gundam.
No, a Gungan.
Yeah.
Like Misa loves a you.
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
awesome.
Yeah. So I definitely,
Yeah, your own
definitely
Jar
did
Jar
not do
Binks.
that.
Good Lord.
That's the only thing that can make the Adoring Fan more annoying.
They did
Yeah.
that. They did
I
that on
kind of
purpose.
need to see that now.
Does everything look like it does in the movie? Like, will Chewbacca actually look like a Wookiee? Does C-3PO
Yeah.
look like C-3PO?
Yeah,
R2-D2,
and I finally went
all that.
to Mos Eisley.
Oh, fun! Did you hear the Cantina songs? Or do they have all the
Yep.
rights for all the music and all that? That's
I'm
great.
I don't
glad
know how
you made
many
it there
rights
now.
they have, but they do.
They just toss it in. All right.
But they do, and even Nancy noticed tonight I was playing, and she's like, "Is that the Star Wars theme?"
Boop, 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 boop. She's like,
And,
yes, good call.
Yeah, and so yeah, in the cantina, the only humanoid was, or the only human was the bartender. Everybody else in there was an alien of some sort or another.
I think that sounds accurate to the movie. There's a few humans in there, but not many.
Yeah.
Did they do are all the same characters? There's the walrus face there, and do they have like a cut scene where he gets his arm chopped off as you walk into the bar and say, "Ooh, this is not a place we want to be," or something? You're not.
Yeah.
Their kind aren't welcome here, as he shouts at your droid friends.
Yeah,
Racist.
they didn't quite go that far, but it's definitely cool. There were a bunch of the little dudes in the robes that you can only
the
see their glowing
Jawas.
eyes.
I love the Jawas.
Jawas,
Yes,
yeah.
they're the best.
Are they selling you used machinery and such?
Useless
Yeah.
garbage.
Yep. And also when you fly into Neon, the pilots that stop you to scan your ship speak in alien tongue. And so if you don't play with the subtitles on, you may not know what they said. But
I love that.
Yeah. So they did a really good job. Also, I went to a place called the Moisture Farm, which I think is the place where Luke, you meet him in the first movie.
Yeah, that's where Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru live. That's Luke grew up on a moisture harvesting plantation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's
in the
that's
desert,
in
you
there
gotta
too.
You gotta have. the moisture that they were harvesting, it wasn't the blue milk, was it? Did that come from an animal?
Yeah, no, that came from like the yaks, right? The blue milk came from an
Okay,
animal.
that's bantha milk. Is that what that was? Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't
And
remember.
the town has has the big yaks running around.
Oh, that's fun. Those are great.
Yep.
The banthas and the what are the lizard guys? The big dewback, I think. The dewback lizards and stuff.
They've got
That's
them
great.
too.
That's awesome. Seen
Yeah.
a rancor yet? Oh, I love a rancor.
Oh yeah, had to fight one.
Wait,
Hoth?
you did?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. And Hoth,
Okay.
you got a Hoth yet and fought the abominable?
No, nope, haven't gotten there yet. But they do. One of the cool things that they've done in this mod is a single planet can have multiple biomes.
Which is good.
That is
Yeah.
not Star Wars. Come on.
So, I went to one spot on a planet and it was, temperate. And then I went to another part and it was, like a lava field. And so it was scorching hot. So that was pretty cool. But it's
Star
definitely
Wars.
got a lot to it. And they're continuing to add to it. So still no Yoda though.
Still none of them.
Yeah,
No
there's-
Yoda romance happening yet.
I
I'm
was about to say
sorry.
there's only one, but I guess there's two now. They introduced Grogu. So, yeah, that sounds great.
So I haven't, since I haven't watched any of the Mandalorian stuff really, I don't understand that, that part of the game, but it's definitely big in this mod because there's all kinds of Mandalorian gear. There's a destroyed Mandalorian city with still has a working forge.
Yep. Meet the Forge Master and all that.
Where there wasn't anybody there, but if you gather up this material, Basker or something like that.
Yep. Baskar steel.
Then you
The more
can
you-
make you can make
Your own suit
a
of armor,
special
right?
set of armor.
Yeah. Or a weapon sometimes. They'll make you some sort of cool weapon or something. I really like the way the Forge looked in the show. It was like a different take on like the fire heat. I think it was sort of like a light or a laser forge or something. It was really cool. But
Yeah,
anyway,
this
that was
is
neat.
just kind of a blue glow.
Yeah, it had like a sort of eerie blue glow.
Wow. The more you talk about this, the more impressed I am with how much they've added already. Because I know it's a work in progress, and I know you're running into parts of the quest where you can't continue. But I just pulled up a planet list, for instance, and they really do have Hoth in there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Because we've talked about Narshada, Dantooine, Tatooine, Geonosis, but I'm looking and they have Mandalore, they have Hoth, they have Mustafar, whatever that is. Do they have Kashyyyk? They don't have Kashyyyk listed.
Mustafar is a
but-
bad guy planet. That might be where.
Yeah, and
I don't remember.
Mandalore is
Some
where
Sith is from there.
the pirates are.
Okay.
So it's the Shadow Collective here. But it's the same as the Crimson Fleet in the game. So
I'm just looking up some of these planets and some of the areas they've already designed, because there is a bit of a glossary for it at genesismodlist.com where you can actually go through and look at all the planets.
yeah,
And
That's
there
cool.
are just some really neat structures too. So yeah, that's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And I'm sorry that that it's my fault you jumped back into Cyberpunk as well.
well, that's okay. I always have a good time in Cyberpunk. So
Good,
It,
good. One of
uh,
us has to.
yeah, it's such a fun game, and just it's over the top in so many great ways. So,
Well,
I do look forward to you finally someday playing that game.
Yeah.
Um,
I can only be a loser so long. So
because they're just it's a really fun game. It's got a lot of from a lore perspective,
it's so deep.
if you read the shards that you pick up along the way, that you find so much interconnection between the gangs and the characters and all the stuff going on. The corporations screwing everybody over, and it's just there's so much going on in that game. It's a lot of fun. So
A lot of story and character and photo mode and all that. Yes. That's
yeah,
awesome.
the photo mode is definitely what I thought might draw you in, because it is extensive. I mean, it's it goes deep.
It's its own
Right.
game. It's called Photoshop.
That's stage 3 of the process.
Yeah, and it does have a little bit of Photoshop in it too, because you can you can add people to your picture.
See,
that
I
aren't
love that you
That's
can add people and you can change
crazy.
lights. And I mean, we only just got that in 76, so super cool.
Yeah,
And the characters are just gorgeous.
yeah, it definitely is a deep photo mode. So, which is mostly lost on me, unless I'm trying to take a picture to draw you into to play the game because of the great photo mode.
It was pretty effective. It was pretty effective when you started showing me some pictures. I'm like, oh, stop it.
Are there any berets in Cyberpunk?
Probably.
No, well,
So they're an
not really
electric
berets. They have flat caps.
Oh,
So
is that
that's-
acceptable, Jess? Will you accept the
Absolutely.
English howdy do lad instead of the?
At one point,
The
I owned
wee-wee.
3 Kangles. I had 3 Kangles in the house. So yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow, were you a rapper in the '90s? That's awesome. Are you LL Cool J really? So your previous conversation kind of brings something fun to mind. You were talking a lot about the Star Wars sort of movie takeover over Starfield. And it got me thinking, if there's a movie franchise that would take over your favorite game, which mod would you want for like Cyberpunk 2077? Which movie takeover would be appropriate for that? Would that be like a Blade Runner type thing, or what movie
Yeah,
franchise
probably-
could take over Cyberpunk?
Yeah, Blade Runner would be pretty close. It'd be able to use a lot of that mechanic. Because you've got a little bit of the mind control and stuff with the hacking.
Mm-hmm. Cybernetics or whatever is in the.
Yeah. You've got all the evil corporations, already in place to be able to, reskin them
Mm-hmm.
as Blade Runner stuff. And, there's also, the city has so much verticality to it, that it would also lend itself to,
Right.
to that aesthetic.
To the atmosphere, right? Because that's real. Yeah, that tall buildings looming over you is big in that movie, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
And I
Blade
haven't played
Runner
Cyberpunk,
definitely
but-
be the logical choice.
All right, Jess, who takes over Skyrim and Oblivion, Fall, or all of the Elder Scrolls games? What movie franchise? What would Game of Thrones? What movies taking over the Skyrim mod? We don't need it for Skyrim. It's just so cool.
Right. Elder Scrolls universe is already, it is what it is beyond. Anything else would just take away from it. Yeah, I mean,
trying to
Wheel of
think.
Time, sure.
Conan,
Lord
I
of the
don't know.
Rings, okay, sure.
Lord of the Rings. There you
Tolkien.
go. Lord of the Rings. That wins. Yeah,
But
obviously.
no, Elder Scrolls still better.
Yeah. You've already got all of the elves and all that stuff. So you really don't, you're really not adding anything to it.
Yep. Magic
and,
is there, etc.
Don't really need dwarves.
Oh, whatever. Their ruins are there. We just don't need
Yeah.
them. It's after their time.
And then, for Fallout 4, there's not really a movie, but a good TV series that
Oh, yeah?
that would be good for that. Yeah. Called Fallout.
Is it called Fallout?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, too bad we already have that Fallout show, or else.
We are dropping into chat right now. We're talking about the Atomic Shop a bit. and various
Oh,
things. So I'm pasting some stuff in there. Sorry about that.
what's available this week? Anything fun? Anything I need to log in for?
Oh, there's a great diner bundle. I mean, not to get to it before the bits necessarily, but yeah, there's a great diner bundle. There's a new letter set. I mean, you can spell things so many ways now,
Ooh.
but the diner bundle is cool. You can finally get a good Red Rocket build. Like, it's very authentic. So that's great. And then Solior was mentioning that he picked up the Unstoppables bundle. It's called the Comics bundle this time in the shop.
Outfits,
And
etc.
yeah, you can get
Sidekicks
some specific
outfits.
ones, Mistress of Mystery, but like Comics bundle, you get all the Unstoppables bed, the Unstoppables stash box, some of the outfits, all that good stuff.
Beautiful.
And then in No Man's Sky, it's still just garbage collection. So
that's for the expedition this time.
yeah, well, the expedition highlights the new functionality, but the new functionality carries on after the expedition, which
Okay.
is junk collecting. So, you go around. The ultimate goal is to unlock all of the new equipment, so that then you can build a truck that has an incinerator on the back, and you can just run around, cleaning up the various planets you visit.
The incinerator on the back is for like a muffle furnace to burn off like contaminants off of trash to make usable again, or what? What's the incinerator on the back for?
So if you throw a piece of metal junk in, it burns it up and gives you a little bit of metal
Usable
back.
material, right? Okay.
Yeah, that you can use for crafting. If you put nuclear material in, then you get some uranium back, and toxic you get some
poison back.
Well, you get
some concentrated
ammonia.
yeah.
You get ammonia, and then with the explosive stuff, you get phosphorus. So, but we did manage to record a new episode of BBC ISSS
No way.
yesterday.
Oh,
Oh, sweet.
awesome.
So we'll finally get back on track on that.
Look for that in your feed in the next month or two, space friends.
Hopefully it won't be quite that long. It'll we'll try real hard.
Depends on the adulting level.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many chores.
Yeah. So Baker and I spread that out. So he does some of it and I do some of it. So hopefully we'll we won't get held up too long.
How did you guys record at all when you were gone?
No.
Did you bank?
No, because I didn't
you
really
released at
bring
least one during then.
Well, I released one just before we left.
Oh, okay. That must have
because
been
we had one that we had recorded just before Christmas, and so I got that one out before I took off
in February.
And
Yeah,
well, that
tied
was
people
January.
over.
Yep.
that was in January. I left here January 10th, so, and got back March 2nd.
Quite the trip.
You breathing all right? Rib heal up?
Yeah,
I didn't even ask about that recently.
Yeah, no, that's it just getting old. Everything takes longer to heal. So
Yeah.
but it's all good.
As long as it doesn't hurt to breathe, because fuck, that is the worst.
Yeah, that's not good.
I think we can all feel that. I wish stim packs were a thing, or nanites.
Oh my god, the
body
instant relief
nanites,
you get.
right? Although I often wonder, okay, stim packs, like, yes, the instant relief of healing, but I wonder if it's a painful process. Do you think?
Well, it's a big
Knitting
ass
your
needle.
bones? It is a big ass needle.
But
Like-
just the chemical reaction that has to occur to make all those, yeah, that would probably be at least burn a little. Something would happen. It'd feel probably pretty terrible.
Yeah, just something to think about. Like, sure, it
Regeneration of
works
tissue?
quickly. It's like when Lucy took the fixer or the Addictol to remove all of her
Yeah, it's
addictions
just like, okay, I'm
in the
better
show,
now.
and just like instant, just barf it out. It's not pleasant, but it works.
You're gonna need a minute.
So, what have you been playing, Andrew? Anything this week?
Well, I'm having. I don't know if you guys ever get the cold feet thing where, you're about to finish a TV show you really like, or a book that you've really been into, you're reading for the first time, or a video game you really appreciate, and you're getting near the end, and you're just like, I don't think I'm ready to be done yet, So you kind of like just slow down a lot and sort of drag it out a little bit. That's what I'm doing right now with Zelda, I feel like, because I'm literally like just searching for anything else I can do before going to the final battle. Because I haven't looked it up, and I don't remember if it's one of those games, if you beat the bad guy, you're done. I don't know if you can just like keep playing, and I don't know if there's any point to keep playing after you do. But I'm just not quite ready to leave Ocarina of Time, I don't think. So I was dragging my feet a lot with that, just sort of like riding the horse around and fishing and looking for that last goddamn quarter piece of heart. I have not found it, but I am in a one last final puzzle that I'd forgotten about, so I'm hoping that it's the prize at the end of this puzzle, and I didn't miss one earlier, because if I missed one earlier, I don't want to go back through all the temples and shit to find because it's not just just go back through the temple. It's like, go to the Temple of Time to become young, and then go search these 3 because you have access. And then when you gotta go back and get old for those, it would be so fucking annoying. I don't want to have to do that. But at the same time, I was just complaining about leaving the game and how fun it is. But if I'm complaining about I don't want to hop around like that, then maybe. But had a really good time in Ocarina of Time so far. So. Right now I'm at the Gerudo training puzzle, where it's kind of a fun thing where they've set up that after you've beaten all of the spirit temple, all of the just like the sage temples, you have like a collection of each idol. Like I was complaining about in a previous episode, how like each temple gives you an item that specially allows you to get through that specific temple or whatever. And then I was saying, the part I was complaining about was like, and then you don't ever really use it much after that. Sometimes you do, but it's not as often as in that temple. But this last training, the Gerudo training complex puzzle thing, it makes you use each and every little tiny thing that you get. And it's not something you have to do, but you can tell if you're doing a completionist run, this is like one of the big things, and they're making a point of going down the checklist of every item that you have touched in the game to make sure you can do this skill again one last time before we go to the final boss. And the game was starting to do that thing where it's like, you've got hearts everywhere, you've got like all the magic buffs and the best weapons and stuff, and like, hey, all right, all this great stuff. But then in the back of your mind, it looks like, hey, wait a second. Why are they giving me all this good stuff? What's about to happen? It's like, oh, yeah, we're going to go fight the bad guy here in a minute.
That's always the thing. Or when you get the autosave, when it's something where you wouldn't normally autosave,
like,
and you enter a room,
why
you're like,
are you doing
what?
That? I am now suspicious.
Bucket of healing items. I mean, thank you, yes, please, but also, uh-oh.
But hey, wait a second. Yeah, so that is where I am with Zelda. What else did I play? I started a Fallout 4 character. Just because Jess was very nice and found me a code to Fallout 4, so I didn't have to purchase a 5th version. But I decided to play some Fallout 4 the other day because I hadn't played that in a couple of months or whatever.
And it's got enough updates now.
No, yeah,
everything's working. I mean, it's been decent on Xbox anyways, but...
Yeah, I wanted to play like all the new creations and stuff. So I created a character the other day and named her Goosey. But I'm sitting
That's
there.
So cute.
I'm sitting there right in front of the salesman, the Vault Tech salesman, and I don't know what to do. I'm just like, ugh.
You weren't quite ready.
I didn't
then.
have an
mean,
idea. I wasn't ready. I didn't have an idea of a character. I
Well-
was just like, I just want to play it. And like, I started a new game and I didn't have like a background or anything set up in my mind. So I'm just like sitting there with the guy talking.
And-
I'm like, I don't know what this is up.
And the comfort characters you jump in on, they're all uninstalled and stuff because of the update.
Because
You
of
don't
the
have all
shit,
those
yeah.
mods
Yeah.
going. Yeah. Yeah. You're just, you're going to have to wait for the next round table or you're going to have to start from scratch.
Yeah, no, I started a brand new character and I just didn't have a spark. I just wanted to play. I didn't really have a spark of an idea. So I was like, oh shit, I forgot. We need to have some sort of inspiration.
There's a few different sources for where people have gone through and gotten what are the specials for Lucy.
Yeah, there are even
Yeah.
mods to
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
play Lucy.
Oh, that's fun.
But chat wants you to know,
Uh-oh.
if you go to asapodcasting.com, there are random character generators that can help give you
Oh,
direction
gee
for your character.
whiz.
Hmm
I've never heard of them. Who are those jackholes?
Nobody knows.
Actually, on Fallout Shelter, you can collect them in your vault, and if you click on them, it'll show you all their stats. So I'm curious, are those canon stats, and will that follow like Lucy and the Ghoul and wherever they appear in all the different Fallout iterations? I wonder if their specials are canon for each game.
If somebody remembers, they will, because they gave them the special in Shelter, and they did write out their special. It is published by Bethesda, but yeah, I think it really is going to rely on whether or not they remember next time they actually use them in an official property. Double check that.
Some nerd is going to be like, hey.
Oh yeah, we'll call them on it if they don't. That's for
Oh, wait,
sure.
that's us. You're right. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't really actually play any Fallout 4. I just started a game. And trying to think, anything else I played? No, not really. Tiptoed around in Breath of the Wild a little bit, but I'm just barely in the very beginnings of that. Because I was going to start that after Ocarina. But I'm dragging my feet ending Ocarina, so I guess that means I'm dragging my feet starting Breath of the Wild as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much my gameplay.
Do you want to jump early then into game time?
Game time. Yes, we can absolutely do that. I think you prepared something special for us this week. Is that correct?
I did, because we've got a bonus feedback from Lee.
Boom.
He split his feedback into two, but I'm like, let's save that for when we start the roundtable stuff, and let's play a
Okay.
game.
What time is it? Game time!
What we got?
Love it. So I just threw together a pretty quick trivia game because I know how much y'all love trivia. I know everybody enjoys it, but the truth is, listeners always do, even when you guys are stumped and chat too.
Oh man,
So we're gonna
is
do
there
some-
Fallout Trivial Pursuit? Do they do that like they do Monopoly? You know what I mean? I guess the Monopoly lends itself easy.
There
to
are
that,
some
but-
Fallout versions of board games, and some that actually surprised me. Like I saw what is it, Operation? I saw Fallout Operation the other day. I didn't even know
that's
that
fucking
existed.
perfect. That aesthetic really works too.
Right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was looking for unusual Fallout board games, but I haven't seen Fallout
amazing.
trivia per se.
It's
So-
Pursuit, not per se. Pursuit.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Pursuit, the perfectly preserved piece of pie that you get.
That's brilliant, dude.
That would work. I think, okay, we got a plan now. But no, we've got some Fallout New Vegas trivia, and this is going to be a buzz in with your name. I'm going to try to keep score.
Okay.
We will see. And if you go too long, chat, don't be shy, chat. You can type it in there too. People listening along, totally fine with that. I trust that Ray and Andrew won't be peeking.
All right, I
So-
gotta open Discord.
We'll go right to it. But no, honestly, I'm actually going to kind of put you guys on a timer on this one because I got a lot of questions and some of them might be hard.
Uh-oh.
So I'm kind of
Okay.
going to do a light timer. And, if it hits 10 seconds or so, I'll see if chat's answered and then we'll move on. So, question number 1. In the opening cinematic, Benny shoots the courier and leaves them for dead. What was the courier carrying that Benny wanted?
Andrew, the platinum chip.
Andrew is correct. Platinum chip. Okay.
Are these
Here's
all?
a
Are these
tougher one.
all New Vegas?
They are all New Vegas,
Okay.
including DLC, since we're doing a DLC
Oh,
season.
good lord.
Joshua Graham, fan favorite character in the Honest Hearts DC, was originally the first legate of Caesar's Legion. What was he called, or what was his official title before his execution? This is a hard one.
Yeah. I don't remember his name.
I don't even remember
Anybody in chat? It was not Teddy Bear Graham.
Teddy
No,
Bear Graham.
The Maltese Legate. The Maltese Legate was his name.
Doesn't ring a bell. Sorry.
Next up. In the Old World Blues DLC, you're abducted by the think tank. What are the names of the scientists' brains that reside in the dome? What are the names of the scientists we met? It's okay if you don't get them all, but then I'll give you the person a chance to steal with names that you didn't get, like a scream list. I know you guys know several of them.
Okay, so Dr. Klein,
Okay, one for Ray.
Right.
Yep.
Klein's.
Dala,
Yep.
Okay, right, yeah. Rando.
the guy that starts with the B, Bronson or Bronk something.
Nope. How about the number ones?
00 and 08.
Yeah, haha, Ray got
Yeah,
4 of
those are
them there.
great.
So there's 2 left over, guys. Oh, yep. Solior got the last one, Boros. Boros
That's
is in
the
there.
B guy,
And then who is the 6th doctor who's not actually with the group?
Dr. Mobius.
Mobius,
Woohoo!
there you go.
Okay, a lot of points for Ray there.
That was
well
great.
done.
Good job.
And yeah, Dr. O is actually 0. Good call, Rando. I love that little bit of trivia. He's so happy when you actually work it out and when you tell him, but if you put a slash through it, it will distinguish it from an O. Amazing. Okay, next up. In the town of Novak, what is the name of the eccentric old man who claims to have seen a chupacabras and kami ghosts?
That's my bro.
Who's your bro?
He is No Bark.
I'll give it to you. Andrew, do you know the last name?
Nelson. No,
Yeah,
I do not know.
super close. Novak Noonan. Yeah,
Noonan.
good job, y'all. Okay, point
I knew
for
it was
Ray.
one of those, alliterative.
Yeah, he's my caravan dude.
North of Good Springs, there's a dangerous area
Then you play caravan
field
with him. Sorry.
with Cazadors and Great Khans. What is the name of the unique combat knife found in a shallow grave?
Oh,
up
fuck.
You got this one.
Not Pete.
Yeah, I'll
What
give
the
you-
fuck is his name? God damn
I'll
it.
give you a chance, Andrew.
Chase. Chase's knife. Is that right?
We took a chance and he was wrong, right?
God damn it.
Chance's knife.
Beautiful.
Chance. Fuck.
That was great. Chad actually got that one too, so I'm going to give that one to Chad. just because.
Chance.
Yep,
God
Chance's
damn
knife.
it.
Well done. Okay. Keeping on going. To recruit the cyberdog Rex, you must help the king. What is the name of the king's school where they reside in Freeside?
School of Impressions?
Ooh,
King's.
close.
King School of Impressions.
Lee got it. King's School of Impersonation.
Yeah, there you go.
School
there-
of Impressions was wicked close, though.
Is there a difference between an impression and an impersonation?
I get the impression that there is. No, impersonation means you're actually, you can do an impression of someone without actually impersonating them.
Does
Impersonating
impersonate you're doing their
deeper.
voice? And
usually, and even like trying to pass as them.
Yeah, their mannerisms.
Right.
okay.
Like a lot of people have, a impression of people, but they can't do a full impersonation with like the outfit and the look and all that. Like Rodney Dangerfield,
Oh, okay.
that kind of
I
thing.
see.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, the companion Edie is a Duraframe model of what kind of robot?
iBot?
The helmet. Yeah,
Yes.
the iBot, right.
Point to Ray, iBot. Vault 11 is famous for its dark experiment involving elections. What was the prize for the person who won the election each year?
They got to die?
I was going to say death, but I don't know specifically.
They got to die. No, you guys got that. That was beautiful.
Where
I'm
is
gonna
Vault
give a point to
11?
both
Which
of
one
you,
is that?
so you both
That's
know.
which one is 11?
I mean, it's in the hills, but I can't picture
Okay.
the exact
I'll look it up. I'll look it up
place.
sometime.
Yeah, it'd be hard to. We'll have to map Appalachia to get what it's closest to.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, next up. What is the medical ailment that Kaisar is suffering from, which the courier can choose to treat or use to kill him?
Dude, brain cancer?
Yeah.
Yes, he's got a brain tumor, but we believe that yes, it may actually be that. Okay. Next up. What is the name of the tribe or group that runs the Ultralux Casino? The
No.
Ultralux.
That's not the.
Andrew, why don't you answer?
Is that White Gloves?
Nice. Well
Nice.
done. Okay, let's go. I wanted you to jump on. I got to get you some points in there. Ray really pulled ahead with the doctors, so we're catching you up.
Yeah, I couldn't remember any of them off the top of my head. But as soon as he said all of them, I was like, oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one.
Okay, I like this question. Some might say it's fabulous. At Helios 1, you meet a man who famously claims he has a theoretical degree in physics. What's his name?
Theoretical degree in physics.
Do you want me to say it again?
That's not Arcade Gannon, is it? No.
No. Ray, do you have it?
Yeah.
Want me to give it to
Who you
chat?
got?
Mr. Fantastic.
Yes, Mr. Fantastic. Beautiful. Not
Is that
Mr.
the-
Fabulous.
is
He
that,
is different.
Sorry, I missed the first half of the question. Was that the guy at the Helios?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at Helios 1. Yep, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Might
yeah.
have read that one a little fast. Okay, let me see. I got another question here. I've got a couple more written down, but we haven't done that yet, so I should have saved that. Okay. Before settling at Red Rock Canyon, the Great Khans were driven out of their previous home by the NCR. What was it called?
Oh, Ray, do you know where the cons lived?
Is it Bitter Springs?
And there was much rejoicing.
Well done, Ray. That puts you at 10 points. You
Wow.
are pulling away
Clean
with it.
sweep.
Chat has had most of these, though, too. Andrew and Chat are tied at 4. So you're doing good. You're doing well. Okay, next up. In the quest, Come Fly With Me, you help a group of ghouls who want to travel to the far beyond. What's the group called?
Andrew's like the Bright Followers or something? No.
Yes, the
Is
Bright
it?
Brotherhood, but
Bright
they're called
Brotherhood.
they're
Yeah.
called Bright Followers. Like, so I'll give it to you because
Oh, because when you look at them, they are the Bright Follower, but the
Bright
Bright
Follower,
Brotherhood is
exactly.
the name of the group. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Here's one you guys haven't done recently, I don't think, but let's do this.
And Ray's definitely done in the past, though.
Well, Ray has done it in the past. You have too, but the question is, do you remember?
Exactly. That's the trick.
To trigger Arcade Gannon's personal quest for Old Lang Syne, you must travel with him to specific locations. What was the name of the elite enclave unit his father belonged to?
Yeah, good luck, Ray.
Yeah. I only know him as the Remnants.
That's all they're ever called. The Remnants.
Of what?
Call them the Enclave Remnant.
Remnants of the Enclave. Cool.
Lee got it too. Well done. Well done. Okay, let's go to the last question. No, you know what? Let's wrap it up. Let's call that good because my last questions were too hard. I was asking you the name of the tribes that became the chairman and the Omertas. If you guys get it, I want to give you a point right now.
Oh, man.
Let's see. The Butchers?
You're actually not far. You're not far. So the chairmen were originally the Boot Riders, and the Gamoras were the Slitherkin.
Which one of those was closed? What are you talking about?
Boot Riders
The
are close
boot
to
rider
Butchers.
started with a B.
With the
Let's
B,
start
I
with B.
guess.
You
And
guys did great.
I
Well
looked
done.
up. I looked up Vault
there was-
11 location. If you go to the Hoover Dam, directly east of that is Boulder City. Directly east of that is Vault 11. It's directly under the 188 trading post where you pick up Veronica people. Because I was just asking where Vault 11 was earlier.
So final score, we have Ray 11, Andrew 4, Chat. We're giving them 5 because Lee came in at the Remnants when you answered.
job,
so well done,
Remnants.
everybody.
Woo! I love how that
A little.
abruptly everyone leaves the room immediately. They're done clapping all at once.
We're done.
Stop
Yeah.
clapping now!
Okay, but wait, I didn't even do the thing, Andrew. How did you let me not do the thing?
What time is it? Game time!
Beautiful. All right. Do you want to play? Let's play our other game too. We'll do a little bit of Mapalachia here real quick. Mohapalachia, we're still over in the Big MT. So let's play another round of Mojapalachi over there in the big empty. Mojapa MT Lychee. There. That sounds good. All right. Jess, we'll start with you. Further north, the Magnetohydraulics Complex or the X17 Meteorological Station?
Jess. Or did you
Jess.
ask?
I just asked you.
Did
Do
you
I usually bounce back and forth?
You usually bounce back
All right,
and
let's-
forth, yes. But I didn't hear you say a name, so.
All right. Yes, Jess.
The X17 meteorological, blah, blah, blah.
It is very good. Brilliant.
Yes, I knew that one.
You nailed it. Ray, for you, are we at Higgs Village, further south? Higgs Village or Ulysses Point? Higgs Village or Ulysses Point?
That's Higgs Village.
It is Higgs Village. Good job.
Because I
Ray.
stopped off at Ulysses on my way back from Higgs Village.
Absolutely.
Right, there ain't nothing further south than that besides the wall to like make you all disoriented and woozy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, the where you pick up the antenna.
Oh, that's
That's-
fucking weird ass thing.
That's just a little bit south of the
Little bit
entrance
south.
to Higgs Village. The building is parallel to it, but it's the entrance is further north.
When I realized you could equip that thing, that antenna as a weapon.
Yeah.
Oof.
And there's upgrades to it too.
No way. I need to go
Yeah.
back. I need to go back. That thing's kind of fun. Okay.
I love that idea. You know, in the classic book series, So You Want to Be a Wizard, the kids actually use the car antenna as their wand, and it worked. I always thought that was cool.
That's great. All right, Jess, we're back to you. Further east, are we at the Hazmat Testing Ground or Boomtown Target Zone?
Think the Boomtown Target Zone?
Absolutely, you are
Yes.
correct. Ray, see if we can bring it home with 100% here. West, which is further west, the Z43 Innovative Toxins Plant or the Left Field Artillery Launch. Z43 Innovative Toxins Plant or the Left Field Artillery Launch.
Huh. No, that road's so twisty, I can't remember. I'll go with the toxic plant.
You are correct, 100%. Yeah, that was our first ever in Mahapalachi history, the first ever trick question because they are fucking exactly as far west as each other.
Well, excellent.
Both answers were correct on that last one. So good job.
One of those came out of left field, though, so I'm glad he got the right
Left field. Psst. Listen to her. All right. Thanks everyone for playing.
one. Scorecation!
Wrong drop.
What time is it?
I moved my drops around. I keep hitting the wrong ones.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But no, those were some fun games today. And I love the fact that you can tell first week we hadn't explored the area. This week we definitely have explored the area.
People,
a
we've
little more.
actually put your toe in the game a little more. We actually know what we're doing a
And
little more.
you got to wake up those neurons. Take
Oh,
your
boy.
mentats.
Oh,
Lots
boy.
and lots of mentats.
Waking up my
There's a
mentats.
lot of mentats in that
Oh my
place.
god. They love their
Well,
fuck. You would think that they wouldn't need that they would want to enhance the other things that they're not already good at. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, but it also might indicate that they're not as smart
as we think they are.
as
Or
they'd
they
like to
think they are.
were.
Yeah.
Right, perfect.
I mean, and you know, when you're in a brain camp competition, you've got to outbrain the other brains. That's kind of what's going on there. You know?
that hurts my brain.
Exactly. I just remember, like, you know, as a kid going to nerd camp, you know, and like you're doing the summer programs with like all the other gifted kids, and you're just like, you don't feel like the gifted kid sometimes.
I hated that. Yeah.
Right?
You're like the super smart kid in your class until you go to smart camp and then you feel like a fucking dummy. I did that with like sports too. I was like one of the better athletes in my, class, but then you go away to sports camp or whatever and you actually see what real good players look like. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel bad.
Exactly. You're like, you know, 8th and 9th graders. You're doing second level algebra and pre-calc, and you're like, Dang. You know?
Math camp. Oof. That's tough stuff, man. I wish I was good enough for math. I just look at my kid and just shake my head and say sorry when he brings me his math homework. Because he's only in 5th grade and they just do stuff differently now than we were trained how to work math. It's really odd
really
how they're
do.
trained now, and I just can't help them anymore because there's a different method of doing the math now.
Common Core works, but I mean, I am a fan of the classic, give me table memorization, give me the whole, adding by tens and adding the ones, doing your general columns. I like columns, they work.
Yeah, they do like groups instead of columns or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he's also surpassed me in most video games. Fucking 5th grader can whoop
That's
my
just
ass.
that childhood dexterity.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have done any better on trivia than you just did.
Oh, you couldn't have done much worse. So, all right, let's get into some roundtable stuff. But leading into that, we will hop in with our good buddies Lee's feedback. So let's okay, hold on. This is going to be a big one. We got to do.
What is it with the roundtable stuff?
And from our good buddy. I think that worked.
The
Triple soundboard combo.
Greetings all, this is Lee Benjamin with the story of Laurie Finch in the New Vegas Wasteland, Episode 9, Part A. The time to leave the sink for Big MT had come, and Laurie was not looking forward to it. Upon leaving the research center, Laurie realized that the music she'd been hearing was coming from her Pip-Boy and was a channel called Mysterious Broadcast. She turned it off. Next she heard Dr. Mobius telling her that she would not escape the vision of his robo-scorpions or the sting of their tails. Just what she wanted to hear. Looking through the Pip-Boy quest to find the personality modules, she discovered that each would light up the location on the world map. This told her that the backup tapes for the sync, auto dock, and the biological restation were likely in the X8 and X13 facilities, but not which was which. And the disruptive EM pulse wave upgrade for the sonic emitter was also in X8. Since adding capabilities to the sonic emitter sounded like a good idea, she headed east to X8 first. Soon she started seeing lobotomites and nightkin, the wild dogs with a raccoon tail and lizard face she had seen near Novak. On the way, she noticed the Z9 facility, which looked like it had been destroyed, and noted it in her Pip-Boy. Heading up the stairs to X8, she was attacked by a nightkin and a military cyberdog. Luckily, the cyberdog glitched out and started running into the side of the stairwell. Regardless, Laurie started to wonder if her 209 shotgun shells and remaining 14 stim packs would be enough to let her emerge from this nightmare. Mobius also reminded her of his robo-scorpions and his regret that the big MT was so big and his robo-scorpions were small by comparison, so it took them a while to get to where he wanted them. Laurie thanked goodness for small favors and small robo-scorpions. Entering the X8 facility, she saw a terminal and behind a window a robot disassembling something biological, and she quickly looked away.
No disassemble!
The terminal told her a little about the X8 mission and its purpose to combine mechanical and biological systems, as in robo-brains and cyberdogs. She soon found a gene splicing room which had a Mr. Handy orderly, which said, "For King and Country," in a British accent, and was rather unfriendly. The room also had a terminal where she learned a little about the gene splicing going on. Trying to learn more, she picked a menu item that talked about gene splicing, a robot, and a lobotomite. Much to her surprise, a protectron and a lobotomite were dropped onto the platform in the chamber. Lightning from above happened, and they were merged into an immediately curious robo-brain, commenting on the wonder of life, which within a few seconds generated a cloud of sparks and died. Laurie was both shocked and relieved, as having such a companion would be either a great boon or another nightmare. Further mucking about gave her a friendly-looking cyberdog, which the terminal identified as Roxy, and it didn't immediately attack. Hoping it wouldn't turn hostile on her, she invited it to follow her. With nothing else left to do in X8, she reluctantly started the innocent little test called High School Horror. Roxy went into the test area with her. Dr. Boros came over the speaker and implied that she was a student on detention and had to run a gamut of tests, wherein she would be accused of being a Chinese spy and have to recover some student records without being caught. This soon led to fighting protectrons and cyberdogs. Unfortunately, Roxy rushed ahead and was taken out by a turret before Lori could help her. Lori said a little prayer over Roxy, then continued through the rest of the test area, where she recovered all of the required student records, and along the way learned that there is a cyberdog gun, whatever that is, that was accidentally lost in the X12 facility. She noted the location on her Pip-Boy and proceeded to the designated upstairs exit. Of course, she wasn't allowed to exit the X8 facility yet, but moved on to part 2 of the Xpera test with another message from Boros that no one in the think tank thought she'd make it out of the high school. Great way to inspire your students, guys. This part of the test was for residential cyberdogs. Lori thought that sounded safe enough, and in case it wasn't, she regrettably would have to kill more unfortunate cyberdogs. At least Roxy had lived long enough to give her hope. Searching through the rest of the residential cyberdog areas, Lori found Gabe, Boros's loyal and deadly cyberdog. She was unable to stun him once or twice while searching for the frequency recording of his bark to add to the sonic emitter, but in the end, the weakened Gabe kept attacking and resisted stunning to the point where she accidentally killed him in self-defense. Boris came on the radio and was upset, but he had said it might be necessary. Despite the arrival of Mobius's robo-scorpions, Lori found the recording and returned it to the sink. Of course, she still needed the jukebox personality to upgrade the sonic emitter, so no defeating force fields yet. On the upside, she did find another energy weapon called the LAER. Not sure what it stood for, except hitting harder with EMF than the current sonic emitter. She had also found a valence radii accentuator, which fit like a floating circlet about her head and seemed to help to regenerate her health in times of need. Between making and finding stimpaks, she left with some 14 and returned with 15. Not bad, but not optimal. Lori felt bad about having to kill Gabe, so she decided to go talk to Boros about it. It turned out that he thanked her for eliminating Gabe. Gabe had been his favorite dog, but since he couldn't be tamed, he had to be destroyed, and Boros just couldn't do it himself, especially now that he had no hands. While talking to Boros, she learned that before the members of the think tank relocated to their robotic bodies, they used to live in a part of the big mountain called Higgs Village. She suspected that she would likely learn a lot more about them there. She then talked to Dr. O, and in the process learned that his actual name is Zero. Lori suddenly realized that if she hadn't found the EMP pulse wave module upgrade to the sonic emitter in the X8 facility, she wondered if it had been returned to X13 where it belonged. Time to get some rest and continue.
Is that where we're ending with Lee this week? Thank you, good
Yes, sir. That is
Um,
the feedback. Thank you, Lee. And yes, he split part A and part B so that he wouldn't go quite so long on the feedback next week.
He definitely mentioned the LAER.
The lair, yeah.
Why is it a laser? Is the light just not stimulated? It's still emitted. The radiation is still emitted, but the light which is amplified is not stimulated. So it's just light amplified emission of radiation. There's no stimulation. Is that what we're supposed to believe? Because to me, that just looks like the word laser without the S, right?
It really does, but it's laser assisted electrical rifle, so it is laser assisted still.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I was taking that the wrong way. I just thought it was laser without the S.
Yeah, no, it's got like a bad chance to critical hit too, and it breaks really easily. So it's a weird weapon, but you've got all the kind of cool add-ons and mods around the area that you can add to it.
There's so many tiny little weird things all over the place. I don't know. And I felt like it was weird also. I felt like I wasn't actually collecting real objects for the most part. It was like when you picked up a holotape and your notes updated.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I'm like, oh, so I'm just like downloading a file, really. And
That's one of the neat thing about Old World Blues, outside of when you're following the specific quests and talking to characters, is a lot of it is just so incredibly random. It is a pulp sci-fi, amazing stories book incarnate there. And Lee loved the feedback, by the way. Everything we got. We're starting to move on into our kind of discussing that now, but I'm glad he brought up the cyber dogs and such as well.
oh yeah,
And the story of the high school and
the
stuff.
RoboBrain
High school
origin
horror.
and stuff. Yeah, the
Hmm.
lobotomite, and yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, there are so many locations that they're just there and they're wacky. I mean, the idea of a lot of these is that this was originally all under a mountain to begin with, but we're in a crater. But Big Mountain was a mountain. The dome was originally not exposed. It was underground. And so a lot of these buildings you're going to, a lot of these buildings out here, they were all underground. That's why it's set up this way. That's why you've got those weird pipes. That's why you've got like these trenches and like everything's in a building, is because these were buildings that were connected through caves and corridors until the mountain was vaporized. So it's just a really kind of unique setup. So like when you go down to Higgs Village, for instance, you go in, you're like, wait, why in the world would they build this indoor area that looks like Tranquility Lane, with these houses and trees and everything on an interior space? And that's because it was artificial. Originally, they're not just building a place outside to house like a fake outside. It was in rock. It was under a mountain.
Yep.
So that's part of the lore of it and why it feels like oddly set up.
Do you guys also stomp around like Godzilla in the mini village?
Oh, in the weather,
The tiny town.
the weather simulator. Yeah.
Super fun. Super fun.
Yeah. So he talked about that atomic valence oscillator, and Calm Horizon corrected me last week. It's a piece of headgear,
Right.
but it still works with berets.
Which is excellent.
Yeah. And evidently it also works with the spacesuit helmet.
Oh, beautiful. So
I
it's
need to
like,
see those
does
together.
it loop around the helmet or
don't
inside the
know.
helmet?
It'd
I'd
be
like to
interesting to see.
The one with all three. Do you have that one?
I'll have to go back and pick it up. I left it there.
Why? Why on earth
Because
would you do that, Ray? Come on.
Because they suck.
I mean, in his defense, he's right.
Oh.
So they so they restore 24 hit points every in-game hour, which is
that not fast enough for you? Well, if you fast travel, it heals you when you arrive to the next place. So, and is it also a while outside of battle or not being noticed by enemies as well? Or is it a constant
It's
thing?
a constant.
It is
Yeah,
a
I think
constant
it's-
thing? Okay.
And Ray, you're exaggerating because the regular one only does 12 hit points per hour. The valence.
12?
Oh
The
yeah,
valence
the
one?
single one. Yeah.
Yeah,
you might as well-
it's the try one that does.
You might as well
24.
eat a rad roach chunk or whatever.
Look, it's something. And it's not like we have that much health anyway. So if you're wandering around, it does help a little bit. Every little bit counts. So I haven't found the tri-valence one or the tri-rad
I didn't
oscillator
either.
yet. No, but I've got the regular one. We got that in one of the med stations.
I left with 2. I had 2 in my inventory when I left.
Yeah, I had 2 as well, but the triple one, which is the valence tri radio oscillator, the best place to get that is if you go to the left field artillery,
Mm-hmm.
which is on the the same east west coordinates with the Z43 innovative toxin plant. And you fire off the howitzer, it launches a shell across the the crater and ends up in the X7B Boomtown target zone. And if you go to that target zone and find the crater that the shell left, you'll find an exposed storage crate. And inside the storage crate will be the tri-oscillator.
Obviously,
Very
how
cool.
could anyone not see that obvious step-by-step progression of logic right there? Of course,
There
that's
are
where
so
you would
many
find
storage crates too, and like so many of them are just regular containers. Like it does it. You've got to check everything in this, but it's kind of like what you're saying. It's a grab bag. It's very much
Yeah, I don't think there's any place else in the game that has this concentration of loot.
right. Original and odd loot, and
Yeah.
some of it's really powerful. Like we were talking about, like I got Dr. Klein scrubs, for instance, and
Mm.
you're getting boosted skill and you're getting boosted stats, and a lot of them are like that. There's stuff all over that'll do that. Putting together your stealth suit. Oh, Ray, I found a rifle. I don't think you mentioned this last week, but Christine's sniper rifle. I saw. I'm like, I thought of you. I'm like, oh, he's gonna love this.
That's the first thing I picked up.
That was the
I
thing you
would-
picked up when
yeah.
you first left. Okay, I'm like, that was really good.
And I went broke paying for repairs for it, and buying ammo for it. I mean, it took. So I ended up. I had to go get kicked out of the tops and get
Mhm.
kicked out of Gamora. Plus, play 4 games of Caravan with no bark and 2 games with Chet, who's the guy in the Dinky Dino.
Yep,
And I still haven't broken even.
Cliff Briscoe.
Cliff, there we go.
Yeah, Chet is back at the store in Good Spring.
Yeah. So I still haven't climbed out of the hole that I dug, spending on repairs and ammo and the big
And it's
MT.
not rare ammo, right? It uses like just regular
It's
308
308.
rifle ammo.
Yeah. It's,
But the enemies are tough, and we talked about the Roboscorps, but really all the enemies, because last episode I
Mr.
had still,
Gutsy's
I was just in
whooped
the
my
sink.
ass.
Yeah, but like even like the RoboBrains, like okay, the Mark IIIs, they're tough, but then you come across what are the bigger ones called? Like the something the Omega Brains.
Drawn blank, sorry.
Super egos. That's it. The super egos. Like some of them
That's
are
good.
really tough, and like the cyber dogs too. Like the police cyber dogs, not that bad, but the military ones, like they
Yeah.
take a lot of shots. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, Lee was sharing some more pictures from his feedback,
Mhm.
and he shared a shot from Dr. Boris. Because Dr. Boris ran the cyber dog program, and he says, in any event, thank you for putting him down. One less test subject, clearly a failure of doggy cryoengineering. And I want to say
Oh,
there's technically no failure of doggy cyber
no,
engineering.
him's a good boy.
They're all good boys. Exactly.
Dr. Boris's eyes look like nips.
I think he's a little bit wide-eyed in that shot. Yeah, they do.
Well, yeah, this is, the big MT is like on cyberpunk level, for suggestive content.
Yeah, that one room you can go into when you're getting gear after not Elijah's area, but that one room you go into with it looks like a Tron room, That was really cool. But that is the kind of thing that a lot of this, it feels disconnected. Like outside of when you're doing specific quests, a lot of it is kind of following markers, going through this crazy landscape, fighting a lot of things, and piecing the story together. But like you said, it can be a little disconnected, but it's so much loot.
Yeah.
So much good loot. What do we do with the recipes? Those are for one of the machines back in the sink, right?
Yeah, I never could get it to work. I thought it was the book shoot, because you get them, you get him to remove all of the seditious material printed in all the pre-war books.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're blank. And I
So-
thought you would use those to make the skill books.
I think maybe
Yeah,
you
you can
can
copy
craft them
magazines or whatever.
at a workbench or a recycling bench, maybe.
Yeah.
You have them.
but I haven't.
You can
used
copy
them
them,
yet.
right? I think I was
Yeah,
reading about
and-
it, but I couldn't figure out. I haven't actually attempted to do it, but I was just reading about it. I think
Yeah.
at the
And I
workbench,
didn't
if you
care
have it, you
enough
can
about
copy it.
any of the books that I got that, to do it. I mean, because I leveled up so stinking much,
Mm-hmm.
I'm already 100 in all the stuff I care about. So
I'm getting there. I'm getting there, but I'm leveling up a bit. But like I told you guys, but I have not finished the area yet. Done a lot of wandering. Basically, we're kind of all doing this in 3 phases. There's all the story stuff at the beginning, and there's the wandering and discovering and collecting, and then there's running. The 3 facilities to advance the quest: the X2, the X13, the X8. And I haven't done X8 is the biggest, and I haven't done that yet. And I haven't done X13, so I've only done X2, which is quick. That's the antenna one, right? I think. Yeah, that's the antenna one. And I've been to a lot of locations looking for loot, but it's just
yeah,
It's
well, and
just
it's
a cool
kind
area.
of tricky because you need to go to X8 to upgrade the sonic emitter so that it'll shut down force fields.
mhm.
And when you do that, then that opens up a lot of spaces and loot that you can get in various other places. So when you go to X13, you need to have upgraded the sonic emitter so that you can get through there.
So you can't even get into there. Okay, that's why I haven't done that yet. Then I guess that makes sense. Yep.
And then, but also, you have to go to X13 with the upgraded sonic emitter to unlock one of the doors that has the key to the X8 Cyberdog, advanced area. So it's all really, a lot of running back and forth, but
Mhm.
you got to have this to be able to do that, to then do this, and
And that's kind of where I'm at, Ray, is that, I want to bring everything back to the sync. And because I've got so many holotapes and programs, and I mean, everything to update pretty much everything in the sync at this point. I think I've got like all 3 upgrades. So I need to go back there and do all that. And then, take my upgraded character and do that stuff next.
yeah.
Did we want to talk about any of the facilities in particular? And kind of go through those?
I was gonna ask, but then I realized it was a dumb question. If there's any special dialogue if you bring Rex with you, but then I realized, you can't bring any followers. But is there any reference to Dr. Boros or whatever talking about Rex? Was there any connection of Rex back to this location? I assume has to be, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
he might have
so
come
he
from
would-
here, but are there any
he
references?
would have had to, but yeah, I don't know if how he got
story is
from
specific,
here
yeah.
to the Kings.
Bet you that's a cool side story.
Yeah, it's out there somewhere. Yeah, and it's kind of tricky. So I don't, I didn't really feel compelled to really thoroughly complete this area.
Mhm.
Because really the only thing that I really, really wanted was the sniper rifle.
Okay, right.
So that was my number one. I needed to get that, and that also cost me a ton of money because I think it costs like 6,000 credits to 6,000 caps to repair Joshua's armor that I wear.
God
Mhm.
damn.
And it cost me 4,000 caps twice to keep the Christine's rifle running.
4,000 caps twice. That's like 8,000 caps, Ray.
Right? So
All right, so I have a question about repair and stuff then in that case. So if you have that specific item, can you use common items not of the specified name, the common variant of that to improve and repair What'd you call it? Cynthia's rifle? No, what'd you call it?
Christine's.
Christine's
You'll
rifle.
meet her. You'll meet her.
Okay.
In a later DLC. But yeah, when sometimes if they're exact, you can. But a lot of the named ones, if you don't have jury rigging, you kind of can't repair, can you?
Yeah, right.
So you have to go to a
lot of them,
a
yeah.
repair person.
I mean, it varies, but
yeah,
That
and
sucks.
I hadn't originally leveled into repair, because it hadn't really been an issue for me, because the Rat Slayer, which is my main rifle until I get here, that gets that varmint rifles repair that.
right, yeah, that one's much easier. In fact, just a quick shout out to Jolts in our Discord. He joined the Discord like a month or so ago, but he's back in New Vegas with us. He just jumped in and he's saying Rat Slayer, Luck 10, first recon beret, finesse, and better criticals. I am so gnarly right now. So yeah, he's going for that build too.
Yeah, I don't have the 10 luck. I think I'm only 8 luck, or 9 luck. But
Only.
yeah,
Still solid.
Yeah, it's solid. The Rat Slayer is really only outdone by Christine Sniper.
But I am scrolling down and I am looking at all these things for the sonic emitter. So it looks like Gabriel's Bark is the one you get in. Is it in area 8 to upgrade
that's
that?
when you take
Yeah.
out the last dog.
So I don't have that. I do have Opera Singer. I think I have this Tarantula one.
Yeah,
I
Robo
don't
Scorpion
have
is I think you get that at the end.
Okay, yeah, because I don't have RoboScorp, so that makes sense then.
And so it's kind of a toss up between Gabriel's Bark and Robo Scorpion as far as the best options. But
They're really cool. They're really cool. And as I specialize back into energy weapons on this version of my character, I will definitely start using it. I can see Lee is very committed to the emitter because he's got it in half the photos he was showing.
yeah, it definitely takes some build maintenance to get it to be effective.
But do you have a favorite item that you've found yet, Andrew, with what you've done in all of this? Well, actually, you said you finished it, so.
Yeah, there were so many. I say so many, but there are 2 new sort of like weird energy weapons that seem to be fairly effective on like the Robo Scorpions and stuff. Like was one of them the Sonic gun or something? The
Sonic emitter we're
Sonic
talking
emitter.
about.
Okay, yeah, that one. I think
they're
that's the one I was
robots.
shooting. Yeah, I think that's what I was shooting at the Robo Scorpions, right? And that was. But okay, I didn't even get into all this. The main problem was I had to start using those because I did not bring enough ammunition with me.
Right,
I was like,
right. And it's all energy dropping.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, well, there'll be like a vendor or something. There'll obviously be like a source of ammunition, and they're not going to just not give me my 9mm ammunition. Turns out they don't have a 9mm ammunition vendor just sitting there in the big.
They got a lot of things not there for that. Yeah, no, I am doing the 12.7. Like I brought 1,900 rounds. So
oh my god, yeah, I was gonna say I brought like 700 rounds of 9mm and I ran the fuck out.
I knew it was bad. I'm starting to get worried because I've got 3 alternate weapons. And I'm hoping my energy weapon skill gets leveled up enough by the time I run out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 12.7 is holding me for now. But the others, I'm getting pretty low on my sniper pistol.
And it's just real funny because it reminds me how vulnerable you can be when you lean too hard into one thing and not when you're not well rounded. It's like I am so hard into the ballistic pistols that when that specific attack method is removed from my arsenal, it makes it very difficult to kill anything. Like when I ran out of that ammunition, I was just like, holy shit, okay, let's switch over to energy weapons. Oh my god, my energy weapons is level 18 or whatever, and like how about they give you that cool fist thing and the doctor glove, and okay, let's use that. Damage 9. Like, oh fuck. Like, like I can't. I was just so dependent upon ballistics that, when it wasn't dropping, I was just at the mercy of whatever I was fighting and just running and firing that sonic emitter thing. But it took... What did it? There's something that also prevented me from using that eventually, too. What does it need? Does it need... How do you charge it? Is it a weapon? Like, is it an ammunition that you put into there? Is it a electric cell or whatever they're called? I don't remember what the ammunition for that sonic gun was. But I think I ran out of that too eventually. And I was also super confused. And now I think I'm realizing what they're talking about. When they're talking about using the sonic emitter to break down the force fields and stuff, when I first heard about that, I was like at the outer ring of the big MT, pointing it at those like the fence beacons. I thought I was like supposed to break like something down so I could escape the big MT that way. They're not talking about those things. They're talking about the inside there's a blue laser door covering the entryway or whatever. And it's like, now I realize that it was just like, oh shit. So I missed all of that stuff hidden behind the laser grids and all that. They're not laser grids, but like I didn't do any of that shit. I again. I'm interested in the context of what this DLC would mean, like in relation to when New Vegas was released and what this meant to the people. Like, is this sort of like a Far Harbor was to Fallout 4? Like, it seems totally fucking different in a totally weird ass world. And it has almost nothing to do with the stuff on the mainland. Like, you know what I mean?
Honestly, if you want to draw that kind of comparison, it's more the Nuka World.
Is it really? Okay.
I mean, just in that it is more of a fun park, kind of like we're talking about. Wackier characters.
Right. Yes.
Completely unrelated to the base game in a lot of ways.
Okay, I see that.
All of the DLC for New Vegas, besides that through thread of the characters we're talking about, and the fact that you can talk to the doctors and you can find, Ulysses Point, find out about Elijah, Christine, and Ulysses who are here, and more about their story, which there was none of that in Honest Hearts. So this is the first DLC we're running into this story, and it's actually the second DLC they were in because we're doing them out of order. So it'll mean more to you in the future, maybe. but it all depends how much you actually, interface with that, because the doctors talk a lot, and you have to pull some of that out of them. And
had we ever done this on this show in the past? I don't think that I'd ever been, this might have been my first time through, I think.
Yeah, we had done Honest Hearts before, but not this one or Dead Money.
Yeah, I feel like Pat might have talked about it. Like he might have spent part of an episode talking about it back in like season 4, whenever it was, but I don't think y'all played it.
Yeah. Well, and he definitely went through it on the
Arthur.
And Ford.
What was that called? Ford, right. Let's play Fallout.
Beautiful.
So really there is the recharger pistol and recharger rifle, which are handy to have
as a backup weapon.
Because they don't require any additional ammo. You just have to wait for them to charge up.
And with the sonic emitter, you can get energy cells all over here. Like there's a lot of them, but you have to pick them all up, like Lee's mentioning. But yeah, Rando is having the same problem with Myra. Even talked last episode about all the punching. And I think it just got worse, that you don't bring enough ammo in and you can't leave. So you end up finding alternate methods of attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you've got a 45 or a 357, weapon, you're going to be in good shape because there's a lot of that.
Can you buy that from the sink or?
No, I think you can, but also there's a lot of it out there because it's, I think what is the The
The
K9000
dog
uses
gun.
it.
Yeah, the dog gun uses one of those.
Right.
And
That makes
I
sense.
did have to resort to using that for a while, and I heard a whimper and stuff. You put it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very cute.
But yeah,
Really?
so so you go through those, so X8 is where you learn about the cyber dogs. You go through the testing, where you have to sneak around. You have to do that a ton of times, um,
Yeah.
because of the way that the testing is laid out.
And that's the one that Lee took us through part of a little bit here
Yep.
too, right? Lee was in there, and I know Myra did some of that last week, I think, and a few others.
Yeah. And, definitely that one's easier if you go through the side door instead of through the main door where they want you to sneak through and everything. Um, when you, so that's where you've gone in and you're getting the stealth suit, and you have to upgrade the stealth suit. So you have to go through that test multiple times. You have to go through it once to get the upgrade to the sonic emitter. Then you can go to X8,
Right.
go through X8, then come back and get the stealth suit. And you may as well upgrade it. You don't have to in order to complete the quest. When you get the first level of it, you're done. And then go to X2 because that's easier to get through if you need the sonic emitter to be able to shut down the force field, to get to the restricted area of that. Go up to the top, pull off the antenna, find out that you can use it as a club.
Again, logic, people. All of these steps.
And then you go back to the scientists and say, "Hey, I got all your crap."
And then you
So
drop a
what
bomb
the-
and run.
Is what they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out how to get you through the force field that's protecting the forbidden zone.
Right, where Dr. Mobius is.
Where Dr. Mobius is. And the whole time Dr. Mobius is, this evil scientist that's, muhahaing all, everywhere you go, trying to intimidate you.
I do enjoy the monologuing and off comments and the Wild Wasteland moments. Yeah.
So once you get through there, a ton of Robo Scorpions getting in there, and then you go in the front door and you're greeted by a giant Robo Scorpion. And this thing's huge. Fortunately for me, I've got really high sneak. I'm sneak 100.
Mhm.
I was crouched when I walked through the door, and so I just stayed where I was and shot him, and he didn't move because he was like, I feel something, but I don't know what's hitting me. I don't see anything.
You're just
If I
you were
don't see
so
anything,
hidden.
nothing must be must be hurting me.
Must have been the wind.
And
If I
and
don't
so
see,
then
am I really being hurt?
he blew up, and then that lets you get through to Dr. Mobius, who turns out to be a really nice guy.
Right. Yeah, he's not quite as evil as he thought. I remember that much. I mean, not to spoil it for everybody, but I mean, that's what we do here. But we're kind of talking through the story in big pieces. But yeah, he honestly, he just left the group because of how Klein was taking over, right?
Yeah. Because he's the dirtbag, which, is fairly clear from the very beginning, even though he's the one you have to deal with.
Yeah.
But I don't remember all of the steps that I went through, but basically Mobius and I came to the understanding that if my brain wanted to go back with me, it could.
Oh, yay. It's good. It's good to listen to your brain.
And so I'm like, all right, cool. So somehow or another, my brain adopted a British accent. and wasn't really sure that it wanted to endure any more of the crap that I put it through, running around getting shot and and all that kind of stuff.
It can be a little traumatic, but if it comes back to you, it's yours, right? Isn't that what they say? Let it go, and if it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, well, you were never meant to have a brain.
Yeah.
What about the spine? Did it want to go along?
Yeah, the spine and the heart didn't really have a choice.
Yeah. The spine got backed into a corner.
But
but I finally convinced my brain to come back with me. That it wasn't really going to be as cool, staying there, in his nice protected bubble.
It's just boring after a while. Brains require some stimulation.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of like me and my brain have that conversation on my pillow every night. I'm like, brain, come on, just do what you're supposed to. Stop talking for a bit.
Yeah.
But
so that's how then I ended up going, back and confronting Klein.
Did you do enough of the side stuff to kind of work it out? Or did Klein have to do science to the wasteland?
So it's been 4 or 5 days since I finished this, and so I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, there are a couple ways that can go here. Andrew,
but basically, I convinced them that that they needed to just stay put, and that they couldn't have my brain, or my spine, or my heart, and that I was gonna.
Okay.
And so they didn't have any any choice. I think I took out Dr. Klein.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you didn't have to destroy all of them. You just took out Klein.
Yeah, just him. But then I got the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder.
The Transportal Ponder. Sure.
Which is the gun that lets you travel back and forth between the Big Empty.
Right. Okay. Perfect.
Fun.
So now, I'll go back eventually and get some of the stuff that I left.
Right, because there is more to hunt down. And Andrew, I'm thinking with what you said about some of the places you didn't go and stuff you didn't finish, you probably ended up fighting the think tank too, right? At least Dr. Klein. Any of the other? Did you have to fight them all? Just Dr. Klein? Do you remember?
I believe just Dr. Klein. The one thing I found remarkable as like the end scroll rolls about how many times the little caption underneath said something to the effect of, nothing really happened here because you did not mess with this. You know what I mean? Like each screen it'll show you. And the outro video is forever long. It's longer than the real games outro where it's like, and
they
then
really
you go
have
to the
fun.
It is crazy fucking long. It's like 8 minutes long. This and they revisit each little scene, and it's just like, and then and this happened, and this is how these people reacted, and this is how this. But all of mine were like, you ignored this, so they didn't do anything. You skipped this part, so that didn't happen. And whoops, what happened here?
Well, I'm doing most. I'm gonna try to do most things. So hopefully, I'll actually be done by next week with the feedback. So just like I did first week, playing the intro video, maybe I can play the end video for everybody. We'll bookend it with these stories. You could tell they had so much fun with this that they really wanted to make a full story out of it. But yeah, I guess what you can do for the ending here is if you do enough of their special quests, when you talk to the doctors thoroughly and you get their little, picking their brain side quests, which, one of them needs scrap metal, one of them needs the dogs dealt with, and the brain brought back. Stuff for Dala, doing whatever she needs done. I don't remember what that is, but yeah. So, if you do all that stuff, you can convince them and they can talk Dr. Klein down from, actually fighting, and he will acquiesce. But I don't remember what that looks like, so we'll see.
What were the all the major pop culture references that you can run off here? I mean, there's all the science-y shit, of course, like Higgs and that. But was there pop culture movie stuff that was way over my head that I didn't recognize? That you guys were like, oh, look at that. You recall anything off the top of your head?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, I like it's all broad strokes stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
they're sci-fi movie references and stuff like that. But it's all
And penis
it's all
toes.
broad strokes, right? Besides, maybe there might be some Wild Wasteland type things. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Well, here's a fun fact. So a couple of the items that you get here in the game, like some of these experimental weapons and stuff, like the proton axe, and of course the roboscorpions. I think I actually mentioned last week that you fight roboscorpions in Wasteland. Well, the proton axe, some of the weapons were actually references to Wasteland too. So they deliberately pulled in some of the stuff from the original inspiration for the Fallout series into this.
That's great. I'm still like, Rad Scorpion's very cool. I can't believe that Robo Scorpions are just now being introduced to me. They're horrible to fight, but such an amazing, cool looking enemy.
Yeah, it's great getting some new enemies. Stuff like
Because they
Robo
can,
Scorpions
oh
and
man,
the
they fuck you
Cyberdogs.
up when they're close, and they got fucking laser butts. Nobody likes that.
But yeah, I mean, I think that kind of wraps up a lot of our thoughts. I mean, I know we hit a lot of things here and there on it. Just there's a whole lot of loot, a whole lot of side quests, all kinds of locations to explore, and it's a lot to get through. Like even doing 2 sessions on this all together, because the quests are less structured and it's very much like a free for all kind of roam and find things and do what you come across. I feel like everybody can have their own adventure in this place a bit. I just need to make sure I get all the achievements.
Turn off your mods.
That's the exciting thing. I don't have them on Xbox.
Yay!
I miss them very much.
I'm sure you do. All right, I forgot you crashed it out on the PC, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I am. So, yeah, again, I am back on an old Jess character playing on Xbox for Old World Blues.
She busted out
we
her
will
Xbox
go-
360.
We'll go back to Calliope Bubenstein. Our regular story will continue.
All right, sounds good. So that is our roundtable stuff for this week. Let's see what we got. Oh, looks like it's time for some iguana bits.
Jessica, to the office, please. Jessica, to the office. Your iguana bits are ready. Please come pick them up. Just a little smattering of bits this week. First, and most important perhaps, if not in the world of Fallout, is happy 20th birthday Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And not only is it the 20th anniversary this week, but it actually today. We're actually on the day for once. So yeah, Oblivion came out 20 years ago. And again, 1 year ago. And it's great. So I just wanted to, give a quick shout out to that. Also, there was the big old Starfield announcement update we'd been talking about. Was announced on Tuesday. We got a lot of info about the drops. I'm going to go into that in depth on the Starfield Lorecast, and there are any number of articles and stuff on it now, but let me just kind of quickly hit up what is all coming with in case you didn't know. So first off, immediately as of Tuesday, we actually got a drop with the Trackers Alliance quests. And I know Silly Orr and some other listeners have already been in there playing them. Ray, since you're doing Genesis, you probably didn't do the new Trackers Alliance quests, right?
I never bought the Trackers Alliance.
Oh, you didn't do the Vulture in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay, so how the Trackers Alliance works, just a quick overview for people, is that the faction was added to the game for everybody. And the first bounty. So you get pulled in, you get the first bounty, you get the orientation, and then you can use the tracker system where you can find people bounties, you can bring them in as a kind of radiant random thing. But for a high profile target, there was only one other, and that was the Vulture. And that one you had to pay for, which was 700 credits or $7 at the time, which people felt was a little expensive because actually the quest itself for the Vulture is probably not any longer and maybe even shorter than one for, I think the Starjacker was the free one. That was really fun. The first quest was actually really fun. Yeah, the Starjacker. Yeah. And do you want to say it again, Andrew? Starjacker. So
Ew.
He's hijacking ships. Okay, that's what they do.
Is that what they call it now?
Yes. But the Vulture, so it was a shorter mission. But what this is now the complete bounty series. And so they added this. It's 5 more bounties. And if you bought the Vulture, it's included with it. So now the 700 credits will get you 6 bounties total. The Vulture plus the 5 new ones, including one of them. And y'all, we can't let this stand. Is someone impersonating the Mantis, saying they're the real Mantis. Can't have that, right? So that was the big drop for the Trackers Alliance. They really fleshed that out now. There's a lot more things happening. It's fun stuff. The actual large update itself that everyone's going to be getting is called Free Lanes. Free Lanes introduces cruise mode and autopilot. And cruise mode essentially is allowing you to plot courses between planets and anything within a system. And you can kind of set it autopilot. You can get up out of your seat, changes the way the compass looks, the way the interface looks. And it's kind of fun because you no longer have to have loading screens between. You can you actually fly there. It's not just a kind of video or another fake loading screen. What it actually does is move you kind of like a hyperspeed. Okay, so you're not going like full grav jump is basically you're here, you grav jump, you're there. Okay, and then our engines go up to a certain speed, but it's really slow. So this is now a speed that allows you to fly between planets in a reasonable amount of time. So you are actually physically flying your ship, and you can do it behind the wheel and watch the stars go by, and it's beautiful, or you can put it on autopilot and get up. And with that, so on top of autopilot, top of cruise mode, there are what they're calling interdictions, which are things that can also interrupt you in cruise mode. So there are random things that can happen in cruise mode as well. It's kind of fun. There's a new hub. There's going to be a big new space station hub called Anchor Point coming in here. As far as how it changes the way you play, within a system, you can now use this cruise mode, and it'll kind of keep everything more connected. But if you're leaving one system to another, you still have to grav jump. So there are still loading screens there. There are still grav jumps there. Another thing you can do that makes it feel a little more like No Man's Sky, because you're still not manually landing on planets and manually taking off from planets, but you can set it so that you always get the landing scene when you land and the taking off scene when you take off. So if you want to feel more connected to that in your ship, because a lot of times in Starfield, when you fast travel, you don't get the whole video, the whole thing of your ship coming in and landing. Like sometimes you just plain fast travel. And so you can turn it on so that you always get that. So you kind of feel the point of connection, and it hides the loading screen. That's kind of what they're doing there.
When you fast travel or warp in a spaceship, are you bending space-time or like disappearing and reappearing? How does this work?
It is more like disappearing and reappearing. I mean, it's not technically, you are moving between the two spaces, but it's not like warp drive. You know what I mean? If anything, it is closer to the whole idea of folding space. So really very, very little time passes when you grav jump.
And okay, if you are flying a direct path, how do you calculate for like space debris and stuff that you're not going to hit something if you're going warp speed and
Well, and that's the thing with grav jumping.
All that shit.
With grav jumping, you're not like you're physically moving, and it is more like folding where you're going point to point.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying it's not like warp where you're
going actually a direct line through space. Okay.
Right. Although this new cruise mode that we're talking about, the higher speed cruise mode within systems, you are flying there. So, you will have debris and such going by a few places.
Do you ever hit it at warp speed and fucking burst into? Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
So it's not out
game,
yet, though, but
boom, you're dead.
in the game, if you're going at top engine speed, you're flying like 170 or whatever, and you run into an asteroid, you just kind of bonk it.
Just
a lot of things you just bonk out of the way.
I'm glad you got the bumper car mod.
You can do some shield damage, but you're not going to do much more than that. So
yeah, you're not going to implode your spacecraft.
So back to some of the changes. I'll keep going real quick on this. So there is a big loot and tech overhaul too. There's a new item called X-Tech. One might call it a currency, another currency for the game, but it's not exactly that. It's more like a resource component.
It was more of it looked like more of a resource because you use it to build stuff.
Exactly. But you use it you can use it for a couple things. So you build stuff, but it also lets you do legendary rerolls. So using X-Tech, you can reroll legendary attributes, try to get attributes you want on weapons. So it kind of works like legendary modules that way. You are able to use it for new exotic ship modules too. Things like the evasive stealth drive, which you might like, Ray, or scrap processor. Just a number of special ship modules you can do. So it works on your ships, it works on gear, it works on armor and weapons. There are new tiers of gear too. They're superior and exceptional. So as you get higher level and higher level, you can finally keep tiering your gear up, which will make the high level armors mod that I use obsolete, but that's okay. I'm okay not having that. So that's for the loot and the tech. I mean, there's a lot more there. There's also collectibles. Speaking of loot, there's action figures. Have you seen those?
The best thing ever, yeah.
Yeah, right? So there are 27 collectible Colony War hero action figures. You can get them sealed in the box or unsealed.
Yeah, the unsealed go in the display.
Right.
Which is the little diorama, which is awesome.
It is. So it's kind of like a bobblehead stand, right? Except that in this case, it's an actual diorama. You put them in with different levels and like they're on a hill fighting, stuff like that with your action figures. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's cute.
And then the new in box, of course, you can just put in a display shelf and they look good.
And they, like bobbleheads, they do give you attributes.
Right. Yeah. You get buffs from them. That's also, I was just going to say so this weekend for Starborn Saturday, we're doing Relics of Old Earth. That's actually why I added that one in there. I'm like, we're going to be collecting Old Earth things. So I wanted to kind of as a little thing to kind of relate to the update. You can also get a pet now. Get a pet Milla whale, the cute little whale creatures.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really cute. Finally get a pet. There is a companion too with the DLC, but kind of like a pet as well, a little robot, so you can have both. There are new hab modules. There are some shared storage is a huge thing.
Yeah.
All your outpost containers can now link. So instead of having to set up all your cargo routes and relays to move your resources here to here, you can have shared storage. Kind of just like if you set up your provisioners in Fallout 4 or, your stash box being shared between locations.
So do you got to get some equivalent of local leader 2?
No, I think you can just open it up. I hope. There's so many things that are skill locked, but the shared storage is not skill locked as far as I know. Now, maybe upgrading
I would just ignore the charisma tree altogether. I call it a tree. The charisma column altogether. If it weren't for local leader 2, probably.
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Grim Reaper Sprint,
That's luck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is luck. I'm sorry.
I was just looking at the end of the luck. When I was creating my Fallout 4 character the other day, I was like, God damn it. The top 5 of luck are just like, I need to stop you. That's what always I end up using all of those, the crit banker and the VATS and the blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, that's good. I'm trying to think because you're right. I mean, party boy, girl, you don't need that. Inspirational can help a little bit, but we don't ever use the Whisperer.
There's like Lone Wanderer.
Lady Killer and Black Widow.
Those are great.
We use those. Yeah. But those are right at the bottom.
Yeah,
and Lone Wanderer.
Lower.
Yeah.
But the only reason I get Charisma 7 or what it's too high. Put it at Charisma 3, please.
That's just it. Yeah, we go to Charisma 3, maybe 4, and we only do higher because of local leader. That makes good sense. So anyway, all of that is coming. A lot of stuff there. Also, the Starborn and Endgame progression, something that's really going to set a lot of people. The quantum entanglement device, which will let you bring stuff through the Unity with you.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking play some more. Let's go back, see I've got my save for my original character before I made my first jump. And take that fucking endgame melee weapon back through again and start over with that fucking endgame. Yeah, let's do that.
So it is limited, but it allows you to upgrade it. So essentially, you can carry a certain number amount, and it attaches to Quantum Essence, and you can upgrade the amount you can take with Quantum Essence up to 200 items is where it maxes out. But you cannot bring your ships. Your ships aren't coming with you. So you can bring lots of items, but not your ships. And you can't blueprint them yet either, like without mods. There are mods where you can blueprint them. So unfortunately for people who put a lot of time into a ship but don't love shipbuilding, they still have to rebuild it. But for those of us who love shipbuilding, we don't mind recreating our ships, so it's fine.
Yeah, and they definitely did some things to the whole Starborn system to make it at least a little more interesting to engage with that
Yeah,
part of the game now.
100%. They
Because you can
updated
also
that.
use your quantum essence to upgrade your powers
Yes, exactly.
instead
you
of
can
having to
rank
go
them
back
up.
through the through the temples all over again.
Well, and that's just it. One of the big reasons people felt forced to go through multiple unities in Starfield was because they felt like my powers can go higher and get leveled. Therefore, I have to go through and get my powers higher and make them leveled, which is they only put it there because you can. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just because you can hit level 200, or 100 in a game doesn't mean that you do. And a lot of us don't when we don't feel like we have to. But for some reason, with powers and skills, we're like, if I can level them up all the way, I have to level them up all the way. So yeah, now you can use your quantum essence and level your powers. So you can be in a single universe, never go through the Unity, and become the ultimate Starborn.
You sound like
actually, you wouldn't be Starborn until then.
You sound like a guru right now. Use your quantum essence. Go through
I'm
the
excited.
Unity, everybody.
And then probably one of the biggest unlocks for me,
Okay.
and it is the catalog.
Oh, yes, the database. Okay, yeah. So we got a codex, right? I have detailed notes about that elsewhere, but I didn't write it down on my quick notes here. Yeah. So in the game, like right now, there are mods that allow you to do some of that, and
I have
that
to have the separate computer sitting next to me with the Inara database on it,
right.
to look stuff up. And I don't really want to, I don't want to have, that database open
to find where your resources came from and stuff like that.
Stuff that I discovered.
Right. Well, and it should be like an in-game codex, like this, an in-game glossary or codex. People love it in Mass Effect, and so here, what it is, it will show a whole lot of different things, but it will show resources you have and planets you found that have them. It will show flora and fauna you've found. It will show where all your outposts are located, and you can immediately through this menu even travel to them and travel to some of these locations too. So yeah it looks really good.
Yeah, that'll make doing a science character actually viable.
Yeah. So keeping on going real quick, there's a new vehicle coming in called the Moon Jumper. And let's get to the actual Terran Armada DLC. So this is the DLC part now, not just the Free Lanes update. So you do have to, well, the truth is almost all of us will get it for free because if you bought the premium edition, so if you got premium where you ordered Shattered Space ahead and you wanted to play a little early, anybody who did that is going to get Terran Armada for free included. You've already got it. If you didn't buy Shattered Space ever, just did the base game, or if you bought Shattered Space separately, which some people did, but I feel like most people, the premium edition was always a better deal. Like you could get premium for 20 and get a few, or maybe it was 24. It was like 24 for premium and you get 1,000 credits with it. So you get, $10 in Todd Bucks back, or you pay 19 for Shattered Space on its own. So, and all the other stuff too. It was a better deal.
And
but anyway,
trust.
With that, you're going to run into a faction called the Terran Armada. Is what they're called. But yeah, they're a group of people and a lot of robots who consider themselves the true children of Earth. They were a splinter faction from the Colony War that kind of went off and did their thing and grew and are coming back. They can block grav jumps, interfere with grav jumps. So there you go. We're talking about how you jump through space and it folds, but they can actually stop you mid-jump.
How dare.
Watchtower can do that sometimes too. But yeah, and when they do though, this is different. This is called an incursion, and it will actually lock you in whatever system you get stuck in, and you have to stop the incursion with an infiltration thing, either into a ship or into a location on a planet, or whatever they've set up the blockade. You have to disable it in order to continue. So, neat thing to the story. There's M-class ships. There's a bunch of stuff coming with it. There's a robot called Delta, who's going to be a robot companion. So kind of like the Ada of Starfield now, because we already had Vasco, but Delta is more of a, from what I've seen of Delta, more of a morally ambiguous robot. So if the robots with the Terran Armada are a little bit more
constantly narc on you
evil.
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like Vasco's a good guy robot. Delta is going to be more of a neutral robot. So there's a new luxury home. There's a bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's really exciting, and that's all coming April 7th. And of course, not to bury the lead, but people already heard, I'm sure, it's coming to PlayStation at the same time as well.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Good for you guys. I hate that they're all exclusive with Xbox for what has it been how many years now?
2.5.
Two and
Two and a half years since Starfield came out. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's rough.
I,
That
for
sucks.
one, welcome our space ponies to the world. Welcome to Starfield. The more captains, the better. And I love the fact that people are excited about Starfield again. Like, that's maybe my favorite part of all this. It's wonderful to see. And I'm hoping a lot of people, they either come back to it and say, wait, it was always good because it was. Or, oh, they improved the things I didn't enjoy as much. Maybe they haven't played since they added maps. Maybe they haven't played since they added mods. Maybe they never touched Shattered Space. A lot of people are in that boat. And it's well worth revisiting.
Space. I know I bought that edition.
Yeah. Did you go to the planet of Varun Kai with the red, purple skies?
I don't believe so. Yeah, I think I still need to play
Everybody
that.
being snake peoples?
Well, I just need to play the game.
Yeah, the time will come. And the time is coming. This is just, this is a good step for it. Not necessarily right away, but I'm excited to see what people think about it as they get back in. And let's, moving on with the bits, let's just quickly say what is happening in 76. We are still doing Invaders from Beyond, just for a few more days now. General Zeta is still attacking. He's still being a bit of a bastard. So you got to put that dude down. Wasteland Justice. We've also got double score this weekend. Started today. Double score and double mutations, that's fun if you enjoy doing mutated events and getting your mutated party packs, which always amused me. And I know you guys aren't really doing it much right now anyway, but it's fun. But yeah, double score for people who are on their way to Scorecation who have not really started the new season much yet. It is there.
I always
Looking ahead on the
remember when I was playing 76 a lot, how they would treat that like it was a big bonus weekend. And I always felt like that it was a giant hassle instead.
A lot of them are like that. Like a lot of the special weekend events are just kind of, you get a discount from Murgle Burgle.
Yay.
You get double mutations. You get,
I just didn't see how that was a bonus.
Your daily ops are harder. Good times.
Yay.
Yeah, but double XP, double score, those are good ones. Extra gold bullion,
Definitely.
good until you buy everything you want.
Until you're maxed out. Yeah, then you're like, oh.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but that pretty much wraps up the bits this week. There's a
Good
ton
bits.
for Starfield, but not a ton for Fallout.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I will say, and I don't
What?
think it came up last week, in all the different interviews Todd did at GDC and stuff happening, that he did, maybe we did talk about this last week, about how one of the reasons that they've held off on the increasing the size of the Fallout 4 console mod space, which they're going to do, they said they're going to do,
Yeah, right.
but they're kind of hesitating to rip off the Band-Aid, in that they're trying to make it as painless as possible, and right now with testing the way it's done, it'll wipe everybody's mods, and everything people have downloaded. They'll have to re-download their DLC and all their creations and such. And they want to be able to make it so it's as easily onboarding as possible, as much of that can stay as possible. So I get that, but I still think they should just do it. And, people who don't pay as much attention, the way Todd put it essentially is that, yes, people who are power modders and use a lot of creations, they will understand what's happening. They pay attention. But the majority of players will just try to log in and say, my game doesn't work. What happened? And so they want to get the word out and they want to make it as painless as possible, which I get.
Which will somehow compound the pain.
Yeah.
We don't know how, but this is gonna blow up somehow.
Nothing comes easy.
Nope. And half the people will hate it, and half the people will rejoice.
And there was much rejoicing.
All right. That sounds like that was the news. Thank you so much, Jess. I have a couple of shouts on the way out the door. I would like to promote the Fallout Feed Lawn Tractor Gang, but we need a cool name. Like they have like the Tunnel Snakes and the Atomic, what the Atom Cats. I was like the Atomic
Yeah, the Atom
Cats
Cats.
doesn't sound
Mhm.
right. What Atomic Cats? No, that's not right. The Atom Cats, Tunnel Snakes. We need a cool name, and the way you join our the Lawn Tractor Fallout Feed Club is you go to Jess's. Sorry, I always forget what it's called. The shop is. What's your shop, Jess?
Oh, Tragically Optimistic?
Yes,
my shop?
tragically optimistic. The way you join the club is you go get a sticker or a magnet of the sort of like golden gear with the power armor helmet, and you slap that bad boy on the side of your lawnmower there, and we're gonna be like a motorcycle gang, except
Yes,
for old
but for your lawn tractors.
but for old fuddy-duddies on our lawn tractors. So if you want to join the Fallout Feed Lawn Tractor Gang, go to
Get a magnet, get a sticker.
get a
put it
magnet, get a sticker, put it on the side of your tractor, and then we need to like come up with a cool name. So I can't come up with anything great off the top of my head, but yeah,
I
we
don't
need to come
know,
up with like a cool name for a lawn tractor gang, but it has to relate to Fallout or 1950s culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, like the Tractor 3000 crew. I mean, that's lame.
Yeah, so we'll need to brainstorm a gang name, but we need to get a movement going with that.
How about the Rust Runners? I don't know.
Yeah. So,
The Cultivators. No.
It's like the rust runners. Have you been looking underneath my mower?
Right?
Those
Seriously?
blades are, they need a sharpening, that's for sure. My other shout on the way out the door is Jeff and I worked on an album during February, and we put that out called Sugar Beast. So again, thanks to Jeff for drumming and playing some bass on that. Lots of good times. But we're Jeff and I are still working on something else right now, but that our second project is like underway, but we've already planned on doing a third one, and our third project is going to be our favorite Fallout songs. So I was going to ask you,
Would be
Jess,
awesome.
do you have a one in any of the Fallout games? Your one, like, turn on the Pip-Boy radio, boom, that's a banger. What's your one all-time favorite Fallout song? Do you have one?
I'll have to think about it, because my all-time favorite is End of the World, but that's not really a great one for you
that's
guys
a
to
perfect
cover.
one. That was one I would love to cover. That's a fucking great song.
Doing a punk version of that? I mean, I
Yeah,
would gladly
something.
slap some bass or some synth onto one of those for
Sweet,
you
dude.
too,
And Ray,
or even just...
Yeah. Does Ray, do you have one? No, sorry, Jess, I cut you off. Or just...
Oh, no, I was just going to say, or even just send me the tracks and I'll do some mixes for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Because one of the things is because you record on Apple in the past, I couldn't participate, but
yeah,
you've upscaled your technology where you can take some stuff take more things now.
Absolutely. Ray, do you have a song? I know. What do you got? We can take a poll. We'll do something on our...
In chat, Silior says Civilization, of course.
Yeah,
Bongo,
of course.
bongo.
Bongo.
Love that. We've also got a bunch of names for the Tractor Gang. So, first of all,
sweet.
John says his sticker came in yesterday. He just needs to slap it on.
No
He's
way.
ready. Yeah, he got a sticker.
I still need to do my oil change.
Awesome.
It hasn't rained enough here to need to cut the grass yet. I still need to do my oil change.
Lee says the Flaming Cutters. John says the Rust Cutters. People like that. Rust Cutters
Rust
are good.
Cutters
The
is good.
Atomic Trimmers, Rust Blades. We're down with Rust. I feel like that has to be part
Rust,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess my favorite song in all of the Fallout is Big Iron.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big Iron. I think that's the one that Jeff was talking about that popped up like 12 times in a row when
Yeah, it does. It's heavy in
it's
rotation.
my favorite song. Here we go, Big Iron. That's just like the third time in a row.
But not
we
Johnny
did it
Guitar.
already. And I don't know if I could
No.
think of that bongo
It does.
slaps, as the kids say.
I feel like you could do like a slightly swinging version, like a Zoot Suit Riot style of hacking, whacking, and smacking.
Riot.
Yeah.
Food, a bottle of beer. I used to love those guys, right?
Cherry Poppin' Daddies, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Good time.
It's like the neo swing era.
I love that stuff. Squirrel Nut Zipper is still one of my top 20 bands.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
good times.
I still see, like, I need to go see them because I see that they like go. They're still out on the road and stuff. So.
They're different these days, but they tour occasionally. Yeah. They've leaned into the weirdness a little bit more in a good way.
I'm sure. All right. I think that's all I had for shout outs. Any of you guys have anything else that you'd like to cover on the show this evening?
No, I'm good. Just excited about Starfield. Oh,
right.
just a quick moment. If you guys listen to the Fallout Lorecast or Elder Scrolls Lorecast, I ended up recording a crossover episode with them this week too.
Oh,
just a
nice.
fun thing talking about the C3 convention. So if you want an in-depth talk about what we did at the C3 convention and all the mods we showed, that's on those shows.
Great. Check it out, everybody. All right. Hey, you can find Ray and all of his many projects at RayLB and at BBCISSS. Ray, thank you so much for hopping on.
Good times.
Jess can be found at Sleep is 4T for all of her updates on her upcoming projects as well. Jess, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great week, everybody.
We all tend to hang out in the Discord here and there. Ray does a little more so than I tend to hang out over in the Facebook group, and the show can be found at the Fallout Feed. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout Feed. We will see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.
The Starjacker.
Gene splicing, a robot, and a lobotomite.
Yeah, the Starjacker. Starjacker.
For king and country.
Now you can use your quantum essence